What's up, guys? How are we? Wait for everybody to fucking get in. I'm gonna adjust my TV actually really quick. Okay. How you doing? How you doing? How we doing? Fucking Lil Vinny, what's up, dude? Fucking, I am. Cheers. Holy cash out of Rutgers, Indiana. Yeah, I have had a rough since Little Rock yesterday. I gotta restrict. Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. I wish. Let's go Heels tomorrow, Daddy Drew. At Duke, although I think there's so many letdown spots coming up like tonight and tomorrow for like end of conference stuff because that always gets overrated. So like it's big dog season. Like right now is big dog season. Yeah, Bradley's getting plowed right now. Oh, I'm watching. Jordan Smith. Oh, I'm watching. Oh, I just don't understand. Like, my brain can't compute that Loyola Chicago is good. And like, I like good basketball, like fundamentally sound basketball. And my brain just like can't wrap its head around and like compute. 12 is a lot of points, but UNC is very difficult to trust on the road. Midnight Titan, good luck. I need luck. I'm for first time in a while in I don't know how long. My brain's all twisted. I can't wrap my head around good guard play right now. I think I'm seeing the wrong thing. Like I can't tell what good guard play is in my head. I don't know what's happening. It's like my brain's morphing. I really don't understand how Bowling Green. Yeah, I think it's a fucking wild price on a massive letdown spot for Toledo. That's what I was talking about with letdown spots. Theoretically, Toledo needs it to clinch. Fucking, this is insane considering they're not going to punish Bowling Green on the boards. That's a stupid line. I know they're better at shooting, but they're not like, in a shooting contest, win it 9 times out of 10 better at shooting. Luke Schneider, do I think Bradley can come back? I hope so. The stupid turnovers need to stop. And I guess it looks like Loyola is spending a lot of time on the line, which is annoying. Do I ever bet favorites? Yeah, I do. I would take Gardner-Webb if I was going to take anything in that game today. Theoretically, they do play good perimeter defense. Campbell's going to have to hit some tough shots. They're not the prettiest scorers themselves. It could be a tight game. But there's a reason why I think they opened it so short and they were fine with some Gardner-Webb money coming in, even though theoretically, if you look at it matchup wise, it's like a pretty good matchup for Gardner-Webb. Thoughts on Winthrop? I friggin' took my brackets are dreamer brackets. I've realized up to this point, even the one on the backside, I have to change it probably as we go for the SoCon conference. We're going to do SoCon in a little bit. I'm just dreaming. I've realized I think my life, a lot of things have been going on in my life, and I have been, you good, dog? Why are you shaking like that? I have really bad ADD. So I'm always shaking. That would be why. Bradley is losing. They are. I don't like it's like because I see the turnovers in my head watching, but I just can't compute Loyola Chicago. I don't know. I just can't compute. It's like Loyola Chicago is so not good in my head. But then what? They're going to go beat Northern Iowa? Northern Iowa can't win this conference. Who the fuck's going to win this conference tournament then? Let's talk to anybody got any ideas for MVC? What do you honestly think? Because Northern Iowa is not winning. They have chemistry problems. Teams with chemistry problems don't win the MVC tournament. So who is it then? Southern Illinois? Yeah, Drake, I see they got Hemphill back and stuff. It's going to be a close game tonight, though. 3 points. I would not want to lay 3 with them tonight. It's going to be close. Who's going to win the MAC? I don't know. I got to look. I better start twisting my fucking brain to start thinking about guard play again, though. because guard play wins. And, it's like turnovers here. It's like, well, dude, come on, man. That's why I didn't pancake Bradley. But realistically, it's like, guy, wake up. No, I'm not Dennis Schultz. I don't trust Loyola whatsoever. But took Missouri State because I thought their path to the finals was the easiest. I kind of think Valpo has a good chance to beat them tonight. I know the athleticism stuff, but they have people to throw on Mosley. I mean, that's not the issue with that game. Kent State spread, love it. I don't love the matchup. I threw Buffalo up there just because Dan Brazy, bro faded Loyola Bozo. I don't think no UFC picks this weekend. I'm going to throw something up for tomorrow because I have to continually throw them out. But I know I have the sheet right here. I was going to run through it real quick when we go through SoCon too. So a couple different things to go through. You faded Loyola. I do fade Loyola, dude. I don't think it just doesn't compute in my head. They get so much free shit, but I guess they do play good defense. I just don't believe in. I like Kennedy. I guess I like Lucas Williamson, but I can't do Knight, Agwak. These guys, they're overrated in my head. I guess they're not. I guess they're better than they are. I just can't. This MVC tournament has been awesome. The MVC is always awesome. It's good basketball. It's pretty good basketball. And there's a lot of parity, so it's always fun. No one can cover Prem. Yeah, that is a problem. I agree. But they don't get Prim the ball in very good situations. I don't think they get Prim the ball in not most ideal situations, which is why a lot of games you see him be super inefficient. Yeah, Loyola, I'm sure, is up a bunch. It was not looking good in the beginning. We cannot be giving free points. We gave away like 6 free points to start. That's definitely not good. Midnight Titan, the sister Mary, is a good point. That's a good point. What's up, Lover to Trish? How are you, brother? Eileen Gardner-Webb tonight too. I just think matchup-wise, I don't really love them, but matchup-wise, and kind of leadership out of Williams and stuff. Tukey, Loyola winning it all. If Loyola wins this tournament, I guess my brain doesn't work. No one's starting Tucker DeVries. Yeah, I don't like Tucker DeVries. Bradley should have beat them both times this season. Yeah, I did. I don't understand. I just don't understand the crumble out of them. I think Wardle's such a good coach. This just doesn't compute in my head. I don't know. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're just wrong. I mean, I get the guard play thing. There is so much to just being steady guard play wise. Just being steady. Should I bet Bradley plus 12.5 live? I don't know. Are they going to continue to crumble? I feel like let's see what happens. I feel like they're going to come back and win. I feel like it's still early. I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes you're wrong. Bowling Green and Valpo. Yeah. So I think Valpo is going to have a better idea of what they want to do in this game. They've been basically preparing the whole season for this. They knew they weren't going to get an auto bid. So you've basically been preparing for this, honing your late game offense and stuff, which has looked better throughout the season. Theoretically, between Kavian Taylor, Kobe King, and them, you have a guard for Mosley. The Prim thing is a problem we just talked about. Don't really think Prim. I don't really think they get him the ball in the right places. It's either way too far away. He'll settle for some goofy shots. But I can't trust them necessarily in this spot. And I think on the other end, he's going to be Will he be guarding Cricky? No, I guess maybe not the whole time. But Cricky's going to have a good matchup. They always have a route to points. Valpo can play with anybody. They literally can play with anybody in the conference. I get there's an athleticism mismatch and stuff like that, but there's also Lott's not the best coach, but he's probably better than Dana and forward X's and O's wise. So the price is just wrong. The price is just wrong. I don't know. We do have people in the chat that like Missouri State. Jake Bradley can't do the zone. We're playing zone. Playing zone right now. Clay will guard Creaky. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to do that. Do you think he'll be able to do it well? Cade Cootie? I'm not sure about that. You said the other day you can't do Bowling Green. What changed? The price in a shooting contest? It's just wrong. It's incorrect. They're not going to punish him up front. Milner and Shoemate. It's a perfect matchup. And also, Bowling Green's starting to clear house with people and getting down to people who actually only really want to play. So Carson, I just think it's completely wrong. I'm not throwing much on it. It's like I'm throwing like a tiny bit on it, but it's just absolutely wrong. In a game where like apparently Toledo like must win. They're still a young team. It's just wildly mispriced in a game that it's a shooting contest. That's what that game is, and it's wildly mispriced. Did I get banned on TikTok, Markland? Did I? I think it's going right now. He's our best defensive player, and we always put him on their best player. Love the other plays though. Hey, if Missouri State wins, I'm not gonna be shocked, but the price is wrong. The price is wrong. Bonnie's are -5 now. Wow, that is crazy. That is kind of nuts. That's a lot of points. What happened in the first game? That was kind of when St. Bonnie's was playing like shit, though, going through a real slump, so you can't take that into account as much. San Diego Portland take, I was honestly slamming my head into the ground, trying to figure out what was going to Matt Markland, you're good. I was trying to slam my head in the ground, thinking about who I wanted to take in that game. Because I don't know. Marcellus Earlington is kind of an X factor. So that wouldn't surprise me if San Diego won. And I kind of think Portland peaked. So, but the guard play. So it's like that's the exact kind of play I just did with Bradley, where I'm taking the wrong side of the guard play. The guard plays on Portland. Fucking, Conto says Portland wins. Yeah, you have the guard play edge. I kind of think Portland peaked, to be completely honest. I would rather be on San Diego, but it's I'm just taking the wrong side of the guard play edge. Can you sing us a song, bro? Dude, I don't know if it's still working. Let's see if it still works. Is Asunier back? He has to be. Otherwise, like with Golden and how could they be taking so much money? So I would look, but I think he kind of has to be. Ball State, I don't know. Western Michigan's been playing better, meaningless game. Thank you, bro. Do I bet NBA? I'm going to be doing a thing with my buddy that follows like NBA ruthlessly. I'm going to start it back up once college basketball finishes. Yeah, Sunier is back, Sin City says. So I think we're I'm trying to think. It still feels like too many points to me, to be honest. I would never lay that. But Moorhead money line is legit free money, by the way. Belmont is overrated by Vegas. I don't feel that way. I don't necessarily feel that way. Damn, bro, you like Bowling Green. Sin City, I'm investing. So it's like, it's not a correct price. That price is off by it should be like -300 for Toledo. It's like, it's way off. So it's like, it's a shooting contest. Bradley getting destroyed. How bad is it? Anyway, ain't no way you can put money on Citadel. I don't think you can lay 5 with Eastern Tennessee either. Yeah, Citadel takes care of the ball. Those are two very similar teams, Citadel and Eastern Tennessee. If Eastern Tennessee isn't hitting their unbelievable 3-point shots, shit gets really ugly quick. Do you ever look at over-unders or just spreads? I've predominantly focused on money lines and spreads. It's just hard. It depends what I have time to do. It's honestly, I'm limited by time in life. That's what limits you. Belmont got knocked out because you're solving different problems. It's like this, a spread and a money line. Betting on the two is a different problem. Somebody just asked before, sorry I didn't get to it. Bowling Green plus 15.5 is free money. I don't know. It's a shooting contest. So there's a lot of variance in a shooting contest. I wouldn't be surprised if USC Upstate wins the Big South. I wouldn't either now. I thought Asheville would slow it down on them and use their size, veterans at the guard spots. Maybe Tyron Jones hit a bunch of shots. They're a little more veteran, seasoned, but now they got knocked out by Charleston Southern. And now USC Upstate, I assume, is about to finish it off. Yeah, they can beat Longwood. That's not the best matchup for Longwood. And they're trying to. I watched some of that USC Upstate game. They're fucking diving on the ground, busting their ass. No way. Dude, Bradley cannot move the ball. This is crazy. Loyola shooting good too. Well, they're melting down. Did you see the first 8 possessions of the game where they're Bradley was a -200 favorite? No. They're up 20? Fuck you. No way. just complete and fucking total meltdown. Yeah, I think I have to stop dreaming. I think I have to stop dreaming and be a little more realistic about the way the world works. USC upstays up 20. Yeah, that makes sense. I have to be a little more realistic about the way the world works in terms of guard play. Bradley, really? Yeah. Yeah, I would take Bradley again pregame, to be completely honest. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes, I mean, dude, the back half of my slate meltdown yesterday, like Fresno State would take again. Pepperdine, maybe I could have laid off. I would take Utah Valley State again. I don't think it's physically possible. If you look at that box score, how is it physically possible to shoot that bad? Well, Loyola isn't that good. I know. Got a long shot future to win the Big Tourney? No, because I don't know. Duke is like the only one I would take, and I doubt it's long enough to make. I doubt it has any value on it. But I don't know who's going to beat Loyola then, because does Loyola beat Northern Iowa next time out? Loyola plays very good in March. Yeah, they do, and I like Drew Valentine. It's what's his face Valentine from Michigan State's brother, who played for the Bulls for a while. That's who the coach is that took over for Porter Moser. So I know he left the program in good hands. I just don't know. Sister Jean. I know Sister Jean. That can't be the reason why all this is happening, though. Like, I get that, but I'm trying not to be a dreamer. Yeah, Denzel Valentine. Yes. Drew's his brother. That's the coach there now. So I get he left it in good hands. I mean, I understand. Like, it's not falling out of the sky that Bradley completely melted down. Like, we had them in that Illinois State game. They melted down earlier in the season when they blew like a 20-point lead. Like, I stand. But I don't know how Northern Iowa doesn't win this tournament. If there's anything I know on planet Earth, so now I'm taking Loyola Chicago, a team that I think is dog shit all season, who is now going to win this tournament. Because, dude, you need a certain level of, like, base team chemistry, good basketball to win. So it's not side of this bracket. It's not this side of the bracket. It's the other side of the bracket. So it's Southern Illinois or Drake. I don't like this Drake team. I hate to say it because I love all the pieces individually. I just don't like how they play together. L. Scott with the Bears. Okay. Barboza plus money play. Yeah, unfortunately, if gun to my head, I'd be on that side just because all the stuff you see some 44-27 Loyola at the half. Holy crap. I'm sleeping on Mo State. Maybe I am, little Vinny. Garrett Starks is one of a kind. Very true. You going to do Saturday picks or don't have any picks for UFC? For UFC right now, I'm taking Masvidal 1,000%. That's completely wrong to me. Dude, Alex, stop. That's my little brother. Stop, dude. I think Masvidal, and the singing didn't work. I just threw it up here. Everybody is off of Masvidal. I don't know. When I watched that second Usman fight, I thought he had him completely beat and then started showboating with his hands down. So that's why I think he got knocked out. I think he's going to ice Covington, but I'm always on the wrong side of grappling matches, and I'm a dreamer. That's what I personally believe. I think the spread on Kevin Holland versus anybody being this wide is absolutely ridiculous, considering he, like, confidence-wise, fight approach-wise, he's all over the place, cutting back down for the first time in forever versus a guy with at least experience. I think that price is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure they're setting him up because they gave him a huge deal. Like, they gave him a huge contract however many ago. Like, they actually paid him. And there's at least 3-4 fights left on the deal. So I don't think they can just tank him. But I feel like Kevin Holland's the kind of guy that would fuck that kind of thing up. Thoughts on Arkansas versus Tennessee game tomorrow? I think it's interesting. Does that play before the Auburn South Carolina game so if that'll be for a share of the SEC title? I was looking at that because initially my read was like Arkansas size, everything on the perimeter, that kind of stuff. But I can't forget who Arkansas is. This is the same thing with Bradley right now, where it's like, don't forget who Arkansas is at heart. I fucking might be forgetting when I threw them in, like maybe they can win the championship thing. I love Jalen Williams. I love Devo Davis, but I can't forget who Arkansas is at heart. I just can't do it. Parlay, Winthrop, Gardner-Webb, Portland, thoughts. I mean, Winthrop has the two best guards. I just have to come down to it. I took High Point in my fucking bracket, and I think High Point has tons of matchup advantages, especially inside, but they have the fucking guard play, and I just keep fading the best guard play, and I'm wondering why my slate's looking a little goofy. Although we're taking Little Rock tomorrow. We have the guard play edge there. But that's a circled spot for tomorrow. Little Rock over Troy, 1,000%. Just as soon as the line comes out, take Little Rock money line. They're winning that game. That's an awesome matchup because they match up well enough up front, and there's no way Troy has the guard play to beat Little Rock. So tomorrow, I know I'm on Little Rock. So I guess Travis Cole, the only one that I'd be a little weary of is Portland. Because I also don't know who the McKinney kid is on San Diego. Like, I know who he is. I've watched him play, but I don't know who he is yet. I can't find, like, a lot of background information on him. Usman predicts Covington. He's fought them both twice. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, the grappling, everything. I know I'm on the low percentage side. Yeah, I get that. Isn't the other guy only on a few days' notice for the Holland fight? No, I don't think so. Unless Oliveira got dropped out of that, and I haven't seen it in a sec. Barboza plus 145 is a value play. Doesn't it make, like, isn't it kind of weird that Bryce Mitchell's minus 150, minus 160, whatever now, it must be on the other side, minus 165, minus 170. And he's, like, fought next to nobody. Like, Andre Feely's, like, pretty good, but although Bryce Mitchell keeps improving so much fight to fight, which I think is huge. This is personal. Jorge don't care what Usman said. Yeah, I think the personal part, especially, dude, Jorge Masvidal is like a real fucking dude. Like, I don't know if anybody else, did anybody else grow up watching Kimbo Slice? Did anybody else grow up watching him? And seeing Jorge Masvidal fight on there? He's like a real fucking mother. He's like a real fucking dude. As opposed to, maybe we get a Bradley. Do you remember when Bradley came down from 18 a couple years ago to win the championship game? Maybe we get a Bradley huge comeback. Now it's only 17. Easy money. Easy. Yes, sir, Backyard Brawlers. Yeah. Dude, that's Jorge Masvidal. And then look at Colby Covington. Like, dude, this is still a fight. This is still a fight at like plus 300. Masvidal, I'm taking Masvidal at a principle for life. But I seem to be doing that a decent amount lately. Like in my head, Northern Iowa, because they don't love each other, can't win something. For teams to win something and achieve something special, they must love each other and want to be around each other and like each other. I know that. That I've watched 20 years of sports. That is the base that is the one thing you absolutely need. Jorge is going to punish this phony. I think so too. I don't think Colby's beat like any strikers. What strikers has Colby beat in his UFC career? For people that are saying that side. Because I don't think he likes getting hit. I heard during a podcast, somebody said that Colby used to throw fits when Jorge would hit him too hard in practice. Bro, I think he might just fucking. Did you see what Jorge said at the press conference? He was like, this is going to be done pretty quick. Like, I'm going to make this look easy. Let's see. Yeah, Evergreen, dude, it sucks because I would play Bradley again. I would go to the book and play Bradley money line again. But I got to be tighter with guard play because I'm on the wrong side of guard play. It's a problem. We're going to do SoCon in a second. I just put Sanford in as winning. They don't handle the ball well enough to win. I just believe in Quez Glover so much, and I'm dreaming too much, dreaming way too much. So at least I threw the turnover rates and stuff on the board for the SoCon on the flip side. Are there any other games we had to get to today? Because now I'm just rambling. Wait, but actually the other fight that I was looking at, the other two spots were Moicano over Dos Anjos. I know Moicano's on short notice. But matchup-wise, Dos Anjos can't like spam guillotines and stuff, and Moicano's much better from distance. Yeah, Robbie Lawler, yeah. Old. He was already old by that time, though. Jeff Noobs. Masvidal handled the grappling side, Baller Boink, versus Usman the second time around. Like, he had, like, Usman, there was, like, a mutual understanding at the end of the first round. Like, yo, the grappling's not going to work against me this time. I thought. That's what I thought I saw. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Do you think Kent State wins, bro? I kind of think, like, I don't know. It's another thing, man. I don't believe in sincere carry. I've thought it from the beginning. that was what was holding us off a lot of Kent State plays this year. I keep walking into these people. It's like, but I believe in Terry Roberts on Bradley. So I'm just wrong there. And if I'm just wrong, and I guess if I'm just wrong on these Loyola Chicago kids, but I thought the turnovers would be on their side. I thought they would turn the ball over more in this spot, just incorporating Kennedy and stuff back in. But I guess they're so well-oiled machine, and I'm just wrong there. Oliveira at plus money versus Islam. I don't know. I don't think that'll be the next fight. Islam's going to actually have to fight somebody real before he fights for the title. They can't just give him the title shot after he doesn't fight anybody. Takedown defense is way better now for Masvidal. Yeah, dude, he's been working for that with that Bo Nickel. I believe his name is a Penn State wrestler. He's been working with that guy for like 2 years now. Like literally like a year and a half, 2 years now. What do you do for a living? Just this? Not if I keep picking guard play like I've been picking it recently. No, I'll Covington takedown isn't as good as Usman. Yeah, I don't think so either. I actually don't think so either. And then the other spot I was looking at, so I was looking at Moicano because I think the range plus the jiu-jitsu. And then I was also looking at Mikhail Oleksiejczuk versus Dustin Jacoby. Oh, no way, Peterson. You've been to 2 of his camps? That's sick, dude. Islam is fighting Dariush next. I hope they keep that fight. I'm going to take Dariush. Because I think the creative's striking, but I love being on the wrong side of a grappling match. However, Oleksiejczuk versus Jacoby is not a grappling match. And I think Oleksiejczuk, if you look at the way he stands like very close together. His legs are very close together. What's up, Elvis? And his hands are very close together. His feet are very close together, I mean. So, like, he's not going to be able to kick. So, like, Jacoby's going to have to really put himself out there to kick versus a guy that's going to be much faster. I think Oleksiejczuk has, like, a decent speed advantage. So, yeah, I kind of like Jacoby gets hit a lot. I kind of like Oleksiejczuk in that spot, depending on what the price looks like when I get back to it. But I was looking at that one. I watched some tape on that one last night. No way, Peterson. That's sick. You wrestled 13 years. Maybe you can give some grappling insight. I'm starting jiu-jitsu soon enough once I get my shit together. But, yeah, whoever just said about Bowling Green, I think it's a shooting contest. I think there's value there. And I think people are just saying, like, Toledo can't lose because they have to clinch the conference and stuff like that. When it's like that's not a real thing in life. Like, everybody makes mistakes. That's not. I took Bradley today. So everybody makes mistakes. Fucking, it's the way it goes. Fire sure. Thank you, man. Although I don't think Bradley was a mistake, and I take it again. There's so many outcomes to a game. When you watch a game, you have to think about, like, I literally think about it like, okay, they play the game 100 times. What does it look like? Well, there's fucking, 10 outcomes out of 100 where fucking Bradley gets dog walked. So, like, I don't know, just one sample out of an outcome doesn't mean you're just like a fucking bozo. That's why when people like really lean into people, it's like, you don't know, man. You don't. This game, if you play it 10 times, one will look like this, 2 might look like this. I don't think 2 look like this bad, but I've seen Gardner Webb money line a couple of places today. What's the reasoning there? The reason why I don't want to take it, well, first of all, reason to take it. Matchup-wise, Gardner Webb is really good at making their opponents take the type of shots that they want them to take. And they guard the three-point line well. And they guard the perimeter well. Make people take really tough shots from the perimeter. That's, Campbell is like a guard-heavy team. So, like, theoretically, good matchup versus Gardner Webb. Campbell also has underachieved all season. But this is the kind of thing where it's like, I don't know. Campbell's definitely undervalued, and the spread between these teams isn't this wide on a neutral court. Like, it's not, even with the matchup. Campbell has probably the more skilled guards, like Zion Williams, whatever, that one kid that can just hit threes on Gardner Webb. Like, no guard they have is like wildly impressive to me. Are those your recommendations on the board? Yeah, the only thing I'm really on today is Bradley. And so see how that's going. But I'm on a little bit of Bowling Green. I'm on a little bit of Valpo because this is my job. I invest. So, like, it's when prices are wrong, I have to take them. It's like, even with Bowling Green, at least they only have the people they want on the court now. That's what's changed since before, by the way, is that they're at least playing hard now because the only people on the court are the people that like want to be there. And I just think that Valpo's wrong. Valpo has the skill and experience to play with anybody in the conference on any given night. That's just the truth of it. It's just the truth of it. Michael Adrian, thank you for the score update. You know what makes me happy out of that, though? I will say 27 is my favorite number. I think Southern Illinois, I don't know if they're going to win. I have Drake in my bracket, but like if you take Southern Illinois, you're probably on the right side. 3 points, it's like going to be a one-possession game. Those two teams are always one-possession games. Southern Illinois is a dark horse. Southern Illinois is a dark horse in the MVC. They are definitely a dark horse. Marcus Domask is that guy. Loyola 12 to do on free throw. I think refs help us get back in this game. Well, it's turnovers. We have to stop turning the fucking ball over. Why do I like Citadel? Because I think that's a lot like a shooting contest too, Marshall Nielsen. I think it's too many points. Both teams take care of the ball relatively well. Let's go to SoCon. Hold on. Let me flip because we'll talk about SoCon. I don't know about Richmond St. Bonnie's. I wish I could help somebody. It feels like too many points. And I just have Buffalo up there because it's the matchup side. In my head, that's the matchup side of like they're going to be able to hit Kent State right in the mouth with the physicality of Kent State. They're going to make it a tough night on Sincere Carry. And I honestly, dude, Sincere Carry's is in like a guy, whatever bucket of guys I just am not sure I believe in. I'm just not sure. Thoughts on, and I can't forget about those things. It's like Arkansas. Like in the back of my head, I still know what all the pieces on Arkansas really are. Thoughts on Portland game? I don't know. I know the better guard plays with Portland. I want to take San Diego, but I know guard play wins in March. I've been straying from that concept for some reason because I love dreaming. Yeah, it's always guard play in March. It just is on handicapping. Like, yeah, it's matchups, but you have to stray more towards guard play in March. That's why you'll see like every one of my damn picks is up late in the second half, and then there's a melt because it's guard play in March. It's just that's put on a pedestal, and I need to put it on a pedestal, but I just haven't. Lil Vinny, JT Note has improved greatly this year. Yeah, but they're going to get punished for the fact that they don't go to – at some point, the fact that they don't go to Jalen Williams enough is going to become the crux of the whole problem for them. That's what's going to lose them a game, where you're like, how did Jalen Williams not touch the ball for the final 8 minutes of that game? Similar to Fresno State yesterday, where it's like, dude, how do you not win that game, Fresno State? It is crazy you don't win that game in overtime. You don't go to Anthony Holland like he touches the ball like twice in overtime, just hits threes both times. Go fuck. What are you doing? That's the worst coach in college basketball. The Fresno State coach is the worst coach in college basketball. I feel mean saying that, but it's the truth. Bradley might have been the worst pick ever. I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, I just don't know. If we get to, can you call them and ask them to play 9 more times in the next few days, and then we can really see? So I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Still haven't forgiven Note for that shot in the Alabama game. Yeah, but the refs got him to that shot. So yeah, it's guard play. It's ultimately guard play. Okay. Do you know anything about Fresno State? I know they have the worst coach in college basketball, Nathan Penta. I mean, how is Anthony Holland not taking late game shots in that? Once we go to overtime, I'm like, this is our game. You've given away so much down the stretch. You still get to go over overtime. You're going to take this game. And then Isaiah Hill just completely thank you, brother. Thank you, Elijah. I appreciate you. So I don't know, man. I feel like my brain, I really want to be helpful. So I have this. Let's go through this, and you guys can tell me where the hell I'm wrong on this, because I know this is wrong. Samford going is like, so I threw up the turnover rates just so I could see like the assisted turnovers, because realistically, you can't be taking teams too low down on this list. I wouldn't live bet Bradley at all. I wouldn't I wouldn't. Dogs always go to die in OT. I mean, maybe not. I don't know whether being a dog or a favorite is correlated to overtime victories or not. But I think Citadel, I don't like this Eastern Tennessee team. I think they take very, very difficult shots. Anonymous Sports Gambler, give me a hit, bro. Can you give me a hit, bro? Because the only game I really took today is down an incredible amount, and I only have money line, so I could use a hit today. Tomorrow I wrote down some spots to go over tomorrow. There's a few spots I really, really, really like for tomorrow, but I took Citadel over Eastern Tennessee. I just think Eastern Tennessee gets away with murder watching that team. Oh, I think you meant the vape. Good call. Good call. Good call. Still only down 17, kid. We're on a comeback. Chattanooga. What was the predominant resounding? It is such a bad slate and cardio. What was this, the resounding, whatever consensus from other people? Did people go Chattanooga for the South? Because ultimately what I was thinking, I think Samford is a bad matchup for Furman. I think Samford needs to get by the length of UNCG at the guard spot in the first matchup. I think that's actually a tough matchup. The UNCG spread is probably the right play against Samford. But if Samford gets by them, I think Samford's a bad matchup for Furman. Just rewatching, we took Samford money line against Furman last time at like plus 215, something like that. I think it's a bad matchup because Dye and Marshall are allowed to do way too much. So you combine that with Quez Glover, and I just think it's a bad matchup. Jake Stevens, playing or not, is kind of a massive part of this tournament. Does anybody have any insight there? Anonymous Sports Gambler used to play in the Big South, so you already have your future locked in. Who guy? Is it just Winthrop because of the guard play, or do you take a little High Point? I wanted to take High Point, but I know I'm just dreaming about Tubby. I used to love sports because the magic is starting to drain away with how many games are like refs are messing with. I miss them. I want some magic. Buffalo money line, Maxtagram. They have the right. They have the matchup advantage, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if Jake is going to play. Yeah, he's massive, especially in the first matchup. We saw last time we took Wofford over VMI because there was no Jake Stevens last time, and it was just way too easy to score down low for Wofford. So that tells you a lot because Chattanooga will crush Wofford, but VMI with Jake Stevens can beat Chattanooga in a one-off. I mean, they 1,000% can. So that really changes it. Jake Stevens is like a massive part of this bracket. It's really difficult. I'm just going to end up rolling with, I took a little bit of Samford, just a tiny bit versus Chattanooga when they played in the last game of the regular season. I just still think Samford is awesome. I think they're awesome. I think Quez Glover is so good. I think he's the best guard in the tournament. So at least I'm on the best guard in the tournament with Samford. I think I have that guy. I think he's better than Malachi Smith. I just think he is. Why no UNCG? Because they're playing Samford. I actually think they match up really well in that first game. If Samford's way too young, turns the ball over too much, they can lose that game. They can. I'm a dreamer. Again, I'm a dreamer. Just killing myself with the dreaming. How is Loyola just living on the free throw line? Every single time I've glanced over at the TV, they're living on the free throw line. Lack of discipline? I mean, I guess you see it with Bradley. It didn't come out of the sky. Yeah, Lil Vinny, you love to see if you're on Furman, number 3 in the country in assist to turnover ratio. I get they missed some threes that last game against Samford. If they hit like 40% from 3, yeah, Samford, that'll make it a lot tougher on Samford. But I feel like when Samford has their forward, when Dye has a good matchup, like they're gonna have to have a fucking game to beat Chattanooga. They have to have a game to beat Chattanooga. But like Samford, you have the matchup advantage against Furman, I think, up front. Because I know I don't. On the list of guys I know that kind of throw up a fart in a big spot, Jalen Slauson's on that list for me. Sean Resnick, High Point has a chance. Yeah, I think so too. A-Red, you mind sharing your unit size? No. Yeah, I do mind. I got robbed last year. So it's enough where I have a house. I can give you a house. I'd give you a house tour. And I mean, I'm on here every day. So if I had a job, it would be tough, like whatever. It would be a tough act to keep pulling off now. It's been a while. Do you like Mercer winning today? Western Carolina's a spunky bunch, but I watched enough Mercer down the stretch. I think they're pretty good. Bob Ritchie is overdue for a tourney appearance. User fun guy. I was thinking a similar thing. And now he's got Bothwell and Hunt. They're going to take him there. Those two are just limited to me, man. I don't mean to be mean. Just Alex Hunter's like literally just like can only game manage. Anytime he makes a play off the bounce or anything, I'm like, you're just not quite athletic enough. I don't mean to be mean. And then Bothwell's like kind of restricted me what he can do too is like more of a pure shooter, like a poor man's Jalen Shackelford. So I just don't. The pieces to me are. It's like there's a lot of winners. I will say the lesson that Loyola Chicago teaches you, and just their kind of whole program. All they do is they only let state champions come play for their program. Like if you're not a high school state champion, people don't even let you come to their program. That's what Bob Ritchie and shit does too. When you look at just that Loyola Chicago team that made the deep run a few years ago, that's when it really resounded off to me where I was like, holy shit, it's literally just winners win over and over and over again. That's part of why I think Wardell, they've won so much. It's just like, it's like a staple. That guy knows how to win big games. That was part of my reasoning for Bradley. Wrong. So Wofford to the ship, maybe. I don't really trust their guard play enough for me. So yeah, I don't think Mercer can beat Furman though. Furman's like not exiting first game. I don't think Mercer's that good. Although that Mercer VMI game I watched earlier in the season was a really good game. So yeah, I ended up with Samford. There's just something about Chattanooga to me. I don't know what it is. It's something about just like getting bailed out by John Baptiste, like heroics, or just like I don't necessarily, as much as everybody else does, believe in Malachi Smith to make that shot that he needs to make. I know how talented they are. It's something about Tennessee Chattanooga to me. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. I love Malachi Smith at Wright State. There's just still like I need him to clean up one notch, and like I can believe in him next year or something. And then Silvio D'Souza will probably be off the team too, so you don't have to worry about that being in the locker room. So I don't know what it is. I guess I can see Furman too. I can see VMI making a run if Stevens comes back because that guy is so freaking impressive. Is he have another year so we can up transfer and we get to watch him somewhere else? That would be pretty cool. I would love to watch him play like a grad year at somewhere else. That would be pretty sweet. Like in the ACC or somewhere like that. Would be pretty cool. Okay. I saw somebody ask about BYU Loyola before. I don't know. I think they both stink. Although BYU at least has Barcelo, so I would lean BYU. I just got to start going guard play. I lean BYU because of Barcelo. Rumors of UVA? You just pulled that out of my hiney? Rumors of UVA. Wow, that would be fun. Him and Reese Beekman, Jake Stevens and Reese Beekman. Is anybody else getting a little chub-a-dub? You got to love it. You got to love that. Okay. Look ahead spots for tomorrow that I wrote down real quick, as long as we're on to something. Now, Michigan play I put on the board last night. First of all, the Michigan State one I put on the board last night, my freaking fault for not checking injury reports, and I didn't realize Tyson Walker was super limited. He was the entire win condition for the pick. So that's a problem. That's my bad. As a UVA fan, yes, full chubby Bowman. You're the man, dude. Brady Betts, Kent State. I guess I can see. I think the matchup edge goes to Buffalo. And gun to my head guard play, I'm taking fucking Ronald Segou over Sincere Carey. I know how good Kent State is. I know they're completely different with Santiago, whatever. Gun to my head, I'll take the 3 points with Buffalo. I think they have the matchup advantage. If you can get really physical with Kent State, they need those extra boards. They need those slashes to the rim. They need these things. If you can take a lot of that away, maybe a little bit more fundamentally sound Buffalo tonight, then I can, I can see it. I like Ronald Seguin. Look ahead spots. Oh, so then the Iowa game, the other one. I just said about the Michigan State thing with Tyson Walker. That I need to be able to. I have to be checking the injury report. Who we liking in the MVC? I like Missouri State. I'll take anybody but Northern Iowa. I know Northern Iowa, especially because we, if you look in the comments on the last few days, somebody talked about it, but somebody knows somebody that's relatively close to Northern Iowa knows that, there's one player on that team, and I think we know who it all is, that all the other people hate. And if you watch a Northern Iowa game, you can see body language-wise who it is. They'll win like next year once he leaves. Northern Iowa is not winning this tournament. I know that. I know Loyola Chicago is criminally overrated. So it's Missouri State, it's Drake, it's Southern Illinois. Which one is it? I got Michigan in the Big Ten tourney. There's no way they're talented enough, Jordan Smith. I'm sorry. They stink. Devontae Jones stinks. Who is it? I can't say. Go look in the comments. Go look, Lil Vinny, go look in the comments for the last 2 or 3 days and you'll see. It's somebody in there. They basically, it's funny. Go see. So it's one of those three. I don't think I just don't see Michigan being able to, Jordan Smith, are you a Michigan fan? I just don't see Devontae Jones and Eli Brooks getting it done. I just can't see it. You know who I actually think it is? And this was what I overlooked, and I guess maybe I hadn't checked the Iowa box score from the game before. I'd rather be on Belmont, Sean Resnick. The spread's getting wide, but I would rather be on Belmont if I had to be. Jordan Smith, yes, you are a Michigan fan. So what changed about Iowa? If I had to pick, I would go Iowa. And the reason I go Iowa or I go Wisconsin. But the reason why I pick is because Tony Perkins, this is now the Tony Perkins era has begun. The Tony Perkins era has begun in Iowa. And I said, as soon as the Tony Perkins era begins, when it's him and fucking Keegan Murray together, they're going to be unstoppable. There's no combo in this league that once fucking Fran McCaffrey just takes his horse blinders off. That's like, I need to get my son's minutes. As soon as he takes those blinders off, Tony Perkins is awesome. I don't know. Any other Tony Perkins fans in here? Can I get some Tony Perkins fans love? The shot selection. I've gone from not liking Iowa to being one of my favorite teams in the Big Ten. Do you think Drake are frauds? No. I think the problem with Drake, here's my problem with Drake. Drake, before the coach's son started playing for him, knew exactly what they wanted to do at the end of games. There was enough shots to go around. Roman Penn was lead ball handler. We're basically going to let him do absolutely everything. There's nobody else on this entire team that needs touches. Let's just get the most naturally efficient offense we can. Enter coach's son, who needs to take 15 shots a game, and he's inefficient most games, creates weird matchups. I mean, either good or bad, but a lot of times bad defensively, playing him like at the 4 or something, or if you play him at the 3, then there's a mismatch there defensively. Like, just making that kid play all the time, that's my problem with it. I don't know if they like him or don't like him. I don't know if anybody has a read on that. My vibe during some games was maybe we don't like him. Like, we're all seniors. We've earned this shit. And who the fuck are you, kid? Do you think so? That's my problem with Drake. Chill's way, we don't need anything, but I would have loved it. Yes, G Blins. Yeah, man. I was wrong on that one in this instance that it played out. I don't know if it plays out 10 times, how many times it happens, but it's guard play. It's fucking guard play. So you know what? Maybe it probably is the wrong side, guard play. But I'm going to take look ahead spots is what I was talking about with Iowa. Richmond moneyline, definitely get it, Sean Resnick. I don't trust either of those teams. I think they're like two experienced sets of guards that underachieved throughout their times in college. I don't have any interest in backing either of them at the back ends of their careers. Either one. Anything can happen in that game. But value-wise, I think it's probably on Richmond money line, Sean Resnick. But I can't keep doing crazy shit. So look at spots. I was looking at Iowa over Illinois. I know Illinois is a game back from the Big Ten title, but there's no way they're good enough to beat this version of the Iowa team. I'm going to have a lot of money on Iowa tomorrow. Similarly, I know people are going to say Wisconsin just needs a game to win the Big Ten title. Matchup-wise, Nebraska is a shitty matchup, and Nebraska's playing awesome basketball. They're probably going to be like 12 whatever point dogs. I don't know where the game is. Where is the game? But Nebraska can win that game. If that's an absurd price where they're just like, oh, Wisconsin has to win this game, here's a plus 1,000 on Nebraska, I'm taking that because that's just not real. It's not a real price. And Illinois always gets got in March. I hated betting against them. Gets going in March, maybe. This brand is just so high variance. We've said it all season, but if they hit 40% from three on the 1 million attempts they take, then congratulations. Otherwise, they stink. They actually stink. Whoever's going to the Syracuse game, by the way, I forget who was talking about that yesterday. Syracuse over Miami, probably not going to, I bet you that there's a decent price on that. And, Miami's not going to kill Syracuse inside like the last 3 or 4 people they've played have. So that's probably a good look. We are Peterson. I know. Fuck. Yes. Dude, take your boys. Take your boys tomorrow. I think you're all clear to go. It's probably going to be either Illinois or Purdue winning Big Ten. Purdue is not winning it. Maybe the Big Ten. They just can't. That team, I know those guards. It's guard play in March. If it's guard play in March, Purdue ain't winning shit. I think Auburn is going to choke. I could see them losing at home against South Carolina tomorrow. I could see them absolutely. South Carolina is a bad matchup to have to do that clinching game against. Let's see what they look like. If they dog walk South Carolina tomorrow, like I'd expect them to, if they're going to do something in March, that'll be interesting. That's one I'm actually going to watch to see how they handle James Reese on the ball, fucking enveloping someone. Let's see how Wendell Green responds after he kind of, he didn't have the best end of the game last game. Let's see how that responds. Gillis is sus. Their whole team is sus. You know what's sus? Whatever is sus though? Fucking the fact that out of a lot of timeouts, stuff like that, a Gillis 3 is one of the best options in their offense, if you notice. That's a bad sign. Purdue, dude, because Matt Painter's I'd rather have Gillis shoot a 3 than have Jaden Ivey suicide at the rim and go maybe 1 of 2 from the free throw line, or just doink one off the back of the freaking, So I would do the same thing, Matt Painter. I would too. Although I'd actually just go to Travion Williams. Well, it's either a Mason Gillis 3 or a Travion Williams in the post. Those are the two go-to offense for him. Unless Sasha Stefanovic fucks it up by just jacking up a 3 in the middle of the shot clock for no reason. Who has been more disappointing in your opinion, Eric Hunter or Isaiah Thompson? Don't be negative. Sorry, that was a negative comment, but that's actually a good competition. I'm not sure, but 2 guys that I thought would be really good in college and just haven't been. I'm interested to see this High Point Winthrop game. I'm actually excited to watch. Carson Edwards was so awesome at Purdue. He was so good at Purdue. They could have won the national championship that year. I remember that UVA game, right? That was them against UVA. That was a close game. I feel like UVA had to pull that one out of their ass. Purdue could have very well won the championship that year. That's how good Carson Edwards was in college. That's kind of crazy. He was so good. Him and who was the white guy that was his sidekick? Damn it. I should know that guy's name. I don't know. I can see him with the brown hair, short brown hair. Damn it. What was his name? I just don't know it. Ryan Klein. Boys. Great work. Pretty quick, too. I know this thing has a delay. Nice job, both of you. Jay Billions and a bunch of consonants. We'll call you consonants. Consonants, great job. Also, look at spots for tomorrow. I am taking Washington State over Oregon. That is as close to like it's probably gonna be a shitty price given what we just watched with Oregon. Although they'll probably give us something close to a pick 'em. There's no way. We took Washington State like +8 and the money line like plus, I don't know, it was like +360 or something. I remember +300. It was over +300 when Washington State traveled to Oregon. If they hit the backside of a fucking barn in that matchup, they fucking win. Oregon's always a dumpster, Will Deloche. They don't have a point guard. So if you don't have a point guard and it's the end of the season and there's people that do have a point guard, things start to, or any semblance of one, or it can just out play make you. Yeah, it gets bad. It gets bad. Who you got winning the ACC tournament? I don't know. I got to look at the bracket. Although it's got to be guard play. Probably, I mean, Duke, Miami, UVA, some team with guard play. Washington State just lost to Oregon State, right? Did Washington State lose to Oregon State last night? No fucking way. No, they beat them by 4. That's fine. Matchup-wise, there's no glaring advantages for Washington State against Oregon State, who's actually semi-decent on the boards, although I don't think Alatish played in that game, so it's not the best look. But still, Roman Silva, Have you talked about Murray State yet? Against SEMO, I can't take we love SEMO, but, I mean, they're not beating Murray State. We love SEMO. We're Philip Russell, what is it called, stands? We're going to invest in so much Philip Russell next year, or our fucking blood will come out of our ears. Actually, you know what? Philip Russell can do anything. What am I saying? Philip Russell can do anything. Hey, you got the guard play. You know what, man? It's March. You got the guard play. Hit it. If you want to hit it, hit it. You got the guard play. Do I think they're going to win? No. I'll tell you this. No. They're too young. They turn over the ball too much. Stop it. No, I don't want to keep taking teams that turn the ball over too much. Alec Lidjalt, I'm sorry, brother. All I really have for you is fucking Bradley, and luckily you skipped out on that one. You got lucky, my dude. Oh, come on. That's a flagrant. Give me a flagrant. Holy shit. Dude, Bradley's down 21 points. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. I mean, at one point, but I guess once you're down like so many, you quit. But who you got in the SEC tourney? Has to be Auburn. Auburn or Kentucky? I like Auburn. I think I'd go Auburn too for me. I actually like how those kids want to be coached hard, and I think that's big. Yeah, Peterson, you're a good guy. Stopped updating me. I appreciate it. Hey, that's the way life goes. There's a million outcomes. I can't put too much stock into one thing. That's why, like, unit size, like, I would definitely stick to like 1-2% max. But I don't tell anybody what to do with your money. Luckily, I do. That's just where I go. So I mean, I didn't want to tell people. I have like close to a half unit on Bowling Green and Valpo. It's just the way I do it. I have to do it differently because I'm investing. But I just think those prices are way off. But, if freaking Valpo blows a big lead like they have a couple times this season, am I going to be surprised? No. Fire shirt. So I can't like tell anybody else that I think those are good investments. I just think there's a lot of value there. But sometimes there's value and it's not a good investment, which maybe when guard play is so paramount late in the season, I have to balance those two things. Do you think Citadel Moneyline is worth a 0.5 unit play? I think that game is very much like guard play shooting, like a shooting contest. Very similar to Bowling Green in my head. And Citadel actually takes care of the ball, Brandon Faust, so you can't feel bad about it. They do take care of the ball. They don't play the best defense in the world, but East Tennessee takes a lot of stupid shots. So that's why I have Citadel on the board. Bugon, what's up? You're back. You can comment again. Nice to see you again. Nice, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. I really think Valpo happens. I really like that matchup. I think if slow it down, let's slow it down. Limit possessions, Valpo, execution, experience, get it done. I think they can too. Who do you like in the Big 12 tournament? Oh, it's really tough, man. I'm so bracket biased. I'm really, really bracket biased. You know what I think is a shitty spot after how they've been playing recently, though? Fucking Kansas at home against Texas. I think Texas stinks, but you want to talk about a bad spot. Like, it's a team that kind of matches up with you relatively well in terms of like being able to light fires. That's a little scary if I'm betting Kansas. I think there's a lot of letdown spots tomorrow. So I think Washington State over Oregon is about as there's no fucking way Washington State loses that game in my head. I'm taking Mount St. Mary's over Bryant. I like Bryant. I like Mount St. Mary's. They're my pick in the NEC bracket. And I saw that Jefferson played like 26, 27, 28 minutes, somewhere in that range, in the opening round win when they bashed Brooklyn over the head like expected. If he's playing, if we have those three forwards, we got Jalen Benjamin. I think we can take this tournament. So I got Mount St. Mary's over Bryant tomorrow too. And then I'm going to take Boise State over Colorado State. They're going to be on the road, so we'll probably get something in the – I would put it at like I think Boise State's a better team than Colorado State at this point. I actually do. I would make it somewhere around like maybe like Boise plus 1.5, and I think we're probably going to get something closer in like the 4.5 range. So that's going to end up being a bet for me too. He was conning people by doing the 50-50 trickle down strategy. Oh, who? Vegas Dave? That's what I've heard stuff like that about, like people like that. I mean, yeah, not a bad strategy. That's why but whatever, selling picks, all of that stuff. You're not high on Roddy. I'm not high on the way they use Roddy and how high usage he is in terms of just like throwing it to him on the block and stuff like that. If Roddy was more like offensive rebounding effort, let's like let the guards do more, like Stevens, people like that. And then especially in this matchup, Roddy's going to have size guarding him. Not going to be able to do as much as he normally wants. And then you have like, dude, when I got really high on Colorado State, like Medved got there, he recruited Moore and Stevens, and then those two together, those guards were like fucking unbelievable together. And now he's brought in like all this other talent because it's like, oh, everybody likes Nico Medved, he can recruit now, and he brings in like Roddy, Tanjay, all these people, and it's like, well, dude, those two guards don't take any shots anymore. So it's like, well, the things I liked about the entire program, we don't even focus on anymore. So like Kendall Moore, the guy's become a complete and total afterthought. He's like the sixth option on the team in terms of scoring. That guy used to be the number 2. It was him and Isaiah Stevens. Isaiah Stevens can't find a rhythm in a game to save his life. They never get him any rhythm. It's just like, let's just all have Roddy do the whole thing. So yeah, that's that. Stevens like never got going this season. It makes me sad because aren't those kids like college careers over soon? I was so high on them. And I think Medved's just like embarrassment of riches kind of thing where it's like he's almost like fell into like a Texas Tech kind of situation that Chris Beard did, where it's like these awesome coaches that are really good at doing well with less, then suddenly get everything and are like, fuck, I don't know what to do with all this, and just start blowing cocaine and slamming their head on the table. Yipper, Bradley money line. You got lucky. You didn't see my post. I don't know. The thing is, I'll play it again. If you gave me that game tomorrow, I'd play the same thing. I don't believe in Loyola at all. I think Bradley's a better team, but this outcome is clearly wrong. In a tournament setting, those turnovers to start the game, I mean, you can't start games like that where you're just turning the ball over being an idiot. Right after you're getting like free backdoor cuts. The first like 3 of the first 4 possessions of this game were free backdoor cuts from Bradley, and then they just started like literally just handing the ball over. I wouldn't have expected that out of a Brian Wardell coach team, so I'm just going to lose money in the spot. It's just the way it goes with how I handicap. It's just going to happen. So there's nothing I can say. So he basically gave people a free week pass. Let's say 100 people placed, and then, you gone. Who is that? Who are you talking about that does that? Where you just, it's a 50-50. So eventually you end up, if you just go 50-50 every time, eventually there's a group of people that think you're a fucking genius because no matter what, just the math is you have to get, numbers right for a certain amount of people. Valpo plus 10.5 and Bowling Green plus 15.5. Valpo plus 10.5 seems safer in my head. Bowling Green, the only thing I worry about is just like high variance game. So like when I'm handicapping it in my head, I'm like, that can be really high variance one way or another. If like Bowling Green hits 0 shots, Toledo hits 1,000,000. But then there's a world where like they both shoot pretty well and Bowling Green can win that game. Bowling Green can shoot threes, if nothing else. They can have a 3-point shooting contest. They actually can. Oh, that was supposed to be a question. Oh, my bad. I like the Valpo one more. But in Missouri State, just like, I can't really see Valpo dudding. It's hard to see Kobe King just completely dudding, is it? So I like the Valpo one more. Bowling Green, there's a lot of variance in that game, in my opinion. A lot of variance in that game. Like if I think, their implied odds say Bowling Green has like a fucking 8% chance of winning or something, 8-9% chance of winning. Do I think they have a fucking 1 in 10 chance of winning versus Toledo? No. What is Toledo, like a Roman god? Like what? I mean, they're good. They're a bunch of young guards, okay? They aren't going to punish Bowling Green inside. And in a shooting contest, you don't beat somebody 9 times out of 10 unless you're like it's NBA versus high school. I don't think. So in my head, there's inevitably value on Bowling Green. There has to be. They're just like, I looked at that line and I was like, is that real? That can't be real considering how they match up together. It's a pretty good matchup for Bowling Green at that price. So looking ahead, who's going to win now, Loyola or Northern Iowa? I fucking hate both. I hate them both. I don't know. What do you think, Peterson? Yeah, Vegas State maybe is a genius. But I see him just like, I don't know who buys from that guy. He comes up on my TikTok and it's like him like telling me like to like send him fucking 8-10 grand for land in the metaverse. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Who would come to you for this? Hypothetically speaking, if they wanted that. Looking ahead, who do you think, Peterson? I'd like to know who you think. But those are my look ahead spots for tomorrow. So definitely, as soon as the lines come out, whenever you want, depending on which way you think it's going to go. Iowa, I think the book has to be semi out on this point. I feel like they're going to end up opening that line pretty short. Dude, Tony Perkins, I don't think people understand how good Tony Perkins is. Tony Perkins is exceptional. A Tony Perkins, Keegan Murray combo is unstoppable. So Iowa, I'm going to end up taking Nebraska if they give me a stupid price, which they're going to. When I really thought about it, it sucks, but I would lean Tennessee over Arkansas. I hate that I would, but I think I like Moorhead plus 4.5. What you think? I think the guard, I broke down when I ended up breaking it down. I was like, hey, when Moorhead was playing their best basketball of the season, they lost to Belmont by 1. So put it that way, right? So, like, they still couldn't beat them even when they were playing the best or they might have beat them earlier in the season. Oh, so maybe that part's wrong. I just don't see guard play-wise. Like, Murphy, Shepard, Richard are just so much better at this point in their careers. Like, Talon Cooper or Skylar Potter. I think his name's Cooper, but Talon, whatever, they're just not good enough yet to beat them, in my opinion. Jake Hammer Cuse with me. I'm going to hit Cuse tomorrow. Oh, wait. I really like Northern. I will be on Syracuse probably tomorrow, depending on what the price is. I haven't seen the lines come out yet. I'd take Loyola, man. I really like Northern Illinois, but Loyola seems to have together right now. Either was not. I'm not touching. Yeah, man. I mean, I think you're right. I think you're both right. And I think I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to – do you know how much money I'm going to end up losing by the end of this season on Loyola Chicago? It's actually crazy. Sometimes you're just wrong, and this is going to be one of those things. I have lost a crazy amount of money. I have lost at least a car on Loyola Chicago this year. A decent one, I mean, not like used cars cost a lot now, but I've lost a decent car on Loyola Chicago. I'm just wrong. I'm making a song about Miami tonight. Nice, dude. Do it. Yo, Peterson, do it. Tag me, send me a link somehow so I can see it. The songs are nice. They make you feel good either way. Maybe Ryan Mack did take LSD. Maybe Mass is on LSD right now. That's what's going on because you can't rebound for shit every time I turn over. Belmont won 83-74 January 20th versus Belmont. Moorhead State. Yeah, at home. makes sense if they're going to do that. I don't know how many times out of 10 Murray State scores 83 on Belmont. And then the other game was 48-47. What dichotomy between the two scores, huh, Sean Resnick? Very interesting. Bugon, Masvidal, money line. Jake, trust me. Bugon, I'm already on Masvidal, and I'm going to keep adding. I agree. I think that, dude, I when I was a kid, I watched those Kimbo Slice fights. That's enough for me against this kid, Colby Covington, who I hear used to throw fits if he got hit too hard in the gym. So those are two that's like oil and water to me. So I'll be on the oil. I'll take some oil. I'm always on the wrong side of a grappling matchup. Who am I to turn one down now? So yeah, I'm definitely taking Masvidal. I got them at plus 300, which I felt was insane. I was like 3-1 on Masvidal. That's not right. So I just took it like blindly. And then I started looking into it. And I'm like, Colby's like not even that good a wrestler. Oh, why? Citadel is going to win outright. I know they're going to win outright. Citadel, whoever took Citadel, that's probably going to end up being a good pick. Just looking at the board, I'm like, I do think Winthrop, I don't know. There's something I don't trust about Winthrop. I don't know if people are Winthrop fans, but when did you get 3-1? The day before yesterday? I don't know. They're all blending together. I pulled an all-nighter going into yesterday, which I'm going to use as an excuse for the Pepperdine pick. Everything else on the board I would have taken. Utah Valley State can't shoot that badly. That's like a fucking aberration. They were 0 for 12 and like 40% from the free throw line on 25 attempts with like a minute to go in that game. I was like, I've never seen anything like that. You still only miss covering by a bucket. I saw it trending towards plus 270, but damn, 3-1. There's going to be, I think there'll probably be sharp action on both sides at that price. But you'd think there's going to be a lot of people that just like parlay Covington and shit like that. Bet against Greg Hardy, bro. Trust me. Oh, I'm a Cowboys fan. You don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me. I like Sergey Spivak, actually. I'll have a bet, a small one on Spivak. I'm going to have Moicano. I will definitely have Moicano. I think that's a great matchup. I think he took it for a reason. Peterson. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes, like, you have a shitty. Sometimes variance sucks, man. I've been on a shitty variance streak for a couple weeks now. When it gets good, people better watch the fuck out because I'm seeing things relatively well outside the guard play thing. It is partly guard play, though. That's the thing. Like the young guard play, it's like down the stretch, they completely shit the bucket. It's like, well, fuck. So I need to tighten my asshole up on the guard play. I need to tighten my fucking sphincter. Edgy Pink. I'm not sure, brother, on Rudy Gobert. I haven't watched the NBA for a few weeks, but I have, like, my little brother watches a ton and my best friend does. So we're going to do a NBA thing when things come back, and I'll do like basically Spark Note, get myself ready for the playoffs, and we'll dive in once the playoffs come back. So especially because we'll have delayed baseball. But dude, I got enough on my plate right now. I can't figure out guard play and we're walking into the tournament. So at least we're talking about it and other people know what the hell is up. But my guard play radar is wonky. I can't blame it on the new girl, but nope, you can't actually do that. No, that would be a cop-out, Jake. Gobert averages 15 rebounds a game. Yeah, I mean, the way that team's built, he's built to get boards. So he's literally built to get boards. Or the lineup is. He's the main rebounder. What? Royce O'Neal is like the secondary rebounder, basically. It's like a bunch of guards. Any 4-and-1 out, you want to take the guy to get boards. Although, I guess, does he have to block a lot of shots? It's kind of crazy. He gets 15 boards a game with how many shots he has. He's like going to be the guy that's to come over and block. That's kind of crazy. Good for him. That's a motor. That's actually impressive. That's quite the motor. All right, boys. I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. College Hoops Mecca. I don't want Morehead State money line. I believe in Richard and Shepard and Grayson Murphy and what's the white lefty kid? Nice shot. He's got a nice little stroke. Luke Smith. I believe in them more than anything Morehead has. If you give me this Skylar Potter kid, because Tevin Brown's going to graduate, right? So Murray State's going to get a step back next year. You give me this Morehead State team without What do they have? Do they have Trey Holloway now, the former Wofford kid? Am I remembering that correctly? I don't like him at all. But the Potter kid, the Taylor Cooper kid, you give them another year, another off season, then you let me take them next year. I'll be all over Morehead State next year. I don't like the Trey Holloway kid. Masvidal KO, bro. Do it for me. Thank you later. Yeah, dude. I dig it. I did it. Where'd you get 12.5? I see it at 14. Wow. Holy crap. Who are they playing? Now I'm just curious. Jazz. Fucking now I'm curious about this total. Can my brain do anything right now? Against the Pellies? I don't know who's even playing for the Pelicans right now. All right, see you, Peterson. Have a good one, brother. Little Rock tomorrow. That's the one thing I know. I don't know a ton, but I know Little Rock's going to win a basketball game tomorrow. Bugon, I dig it, bro. I'll follow you after the – is it Bugon? Is it B-a-gon, I just realized? Or does it actually mean Bugon? Dude, I was doing really well on UFC for a while. I just like kind of walk into the wrong side of the grappling matchup time after time. When you lost, if you all right, guys, I'm gonna have some Oliveira too, because that's wrong. There's no way that price is right. There's no way. I get it. I get Holland should just walk through him. That's price is not right with all the mental things. Kevin Holland's a self-destructive guy. I know. Real recognize real, bro. Oh, Bugon. It is Bugon. I knew it. I like Bugon. Okay, nice. Southeast SEMO. I always believe in SEO. RM2 Navy vet. I'll always believe in SEMO, but they're young. I can't be on the more inexperienced young guard play. I just continue to do it. If you want to take Philip Russell, I completely understand. Port City Van. Dan Bradley shaking my head. Yeah. Yep. Nothing I could say. I'd take that one on the chin and I'd play it again. Unfortunately, I'd play it again. I don't believe in Loyola, but it seems like I'm going to have to lose a decent amount of money in this tournament fading Loyola. Although I won't next time, now with Northern Iowa. I kind of agree. I'm not going to take Loyola Chicago, but right now, gun to my head, I would have to. I'm really interested, though. Loyola Chicago. This is going to be interesting. This Southern Illinois Drake game tonight is very important, in my opinion. This might be a championship game. I'm getting championship game vibes tonight from this Southern Illinois Drake game. It's going to be a damn good game. I'm excited for this. Tennessee versus Arkansas on Saturday. I know Arkansas has tons of perimeter length, which should theoretically give them problems, but man, those two guards for Tennessee, dude. I don't know. Tennessee at home. Is this like Fulkerson senior day? I don't know. Lean Tennessee. What would I make the line? I'd make it like I would take anything under -3. I would just make it -3 if I was them. Maybe 3. No, maybe 2.5, but probably 3. Maybe even open it at 2. No, because I wouldn't want a bunch of money to come in on fucking Arkansas. So, yeah, I would open it at 3 personally. If they give you a -2 on Tennessee, I'd probably take it. Just because I know who Arkansas is at heart. I know who all those guards are at heart, and I need to be a little more fucking realistic. Like, I know who Sincere Carey is at heart. I hate to break it to everybody, but I fucking know who he is at heart. That's why Buffalo is up there, because they have the magic advantage. I know who Sincere Carey is at heart. I just do. How do you feel about SD versus Portland? I love Portland. I don't know. I'm a little worried about like front court matchup with Marcellus Earlington, who can kind of own this game in a really big game if San Diego slows it down. I just feel like Portland kind of peaked, but Portland has that's a feeling I got watching that little Portland streak and then kind of how it ended. Because the last few games they're kind of playing like shit and pulled a couple out of their ass. So it was like, this like Portland streak's ending was the vibe I got. But they have the better guard play. It's March. They got the better guard play. So Pink, I don't have a great vibe on it, but you do have the better guard play, I think. Right? Unless Wayne McKinney's just real deal. If you've watched Wayne McKinney play, really believe in him, I'd take San Diego. I don't know. So that was why I laid off. The Wayne McKinney kid, I haven't gotten enough like big crunch time situation. He seems pretty good to me. Kent versus Buffalo, yeah, that's why. I lean Buffalo. I think matchup advantage wise, if you can bring physicality to Kent State, you take away a lot of what they do well. And if you're going to force Sincere Carry to beat you, it's helpfully as Santiago now. They might just be real deal. But like gun to my head, if I have to take Segu or him, I'm taking Segu. Segu or Sincere Carry, I'll take Segu. All right, boys. I am going to slam my head into a wall a couple times and then hopefully reconfigure my brain tonight so that I can come back tomorrow and hit you with some guard play. I'll get it right. I'll get the guard play right because that's what this comes down to. With any of my things, I'm giving you matchup. And the thing is, when you get to March, just the turnovers and stuff create an environment where like you need to factor in guard play so much more relative to the matchup. Like in regular season, matchup is like paramount. In March, guard play is paramount. So it's all about guard play. What guards do you believe in? That's why ultimately for SoCon, I had to lock in fucking Samford because I like Quez Glover the best of any guard in that tournament. If you like Malachi Smith the best, then definitely take Chattanooga to win the SoCon. So it's all what it comes down to. That's going to be an awesome tournament. We got really lucky on that one. But for anybody that just joined, tomorrow, out early, take Iowa. If Nebraska's line is huge, like if you get a plus 1,000 or better, I think take Nebraska to upset Wisconsin. Because they're both going to lose. Now Wisconsin still gets the Big Ten title. Syracuse over Miami. Little Rock over Troy is a big play. Washington State over Oregon is about as easy as it gets in college basketball betting. And then Mount St. Mary's over Bryant. Boise State over Colorado State. It's what I got so far. I'll post something tomorrow. Definitely on Masvidal. All right, boys. Have a good weekend. Any last questions? I'm going to be out because I'm going to lick some wounds. Go lick a wound. Smoke a doobie, lick a wound, take a shower finally. All right. Be good. Talk to you later.